Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Canadian Retro. I've got another pickups video for you here. This one's pretty large because I have not made one of these videos in a very long time. So hopefully you can stick with me because I got a lot of games, a lot of items, and some really good stuff here that I found recently. Some of this stuff comes from the Barrie Game Exchange, some from the Toronto Game Expo. I can't even remember which ones came from which, because at both of those shows, I was looking around, I was trying to find Xbox One games, because I found an Xbox One, which I can't really show you, but I think it's like the original model kind of thing. I found it for like 50 bucks. I got a controller with it as well, which was like $12, which was really good. And I've been using that, and it's been sort of set up, so it's set up in the game room right now. So once I got that, I was sort of all in finding games, and of course they're really cheap right now because it's a last gen system. Also at Christmas time, my son and I also received as a Christmas gift an Xbox Series X, so we can play those games on that as well. And then also have a few Series X games, so that's really cool. That we're going to be able to do that, but I got to get into this, so there's a little bit too much chit chat here because I got a lot of stuff to get through to show you. So I think for the most part, the things I'm going to show you here came from the game show. This I got from, I believe it was Josh at one of the shows. He just gave me this Sega Superstars tennis kind of thing. Disc is rattling around inside. The reason why he gave me that is that it's a brand new case for a game that I'm going to show you a little bit later that I really wanted to upgrade the case on. So it's a brand new case. I'm going to open this up. I know it's a travesty for some of you, but I really wanted a nice minty case for what I'm about to show you. So thank you to him for hooking me up with that, because that's really, really cool. The rest of the stuff came from game shows, and trust me, I didn't pay much more than like $5 for any given title in here, but like I said, I can't remember all of them. First thing here is Deus Ex Human Revolution. I played this on the 360 back in the day, and I don't know where my copy of it went, so I decided to pick it up because I really enjoyed this game. I know it's not super expensive, so I was happy to find it. It has a slip cover and everything. If I'm going through sort of like condition kind of thing on it, I think it's in pretty nice condition. Manual and everything's in there. I don't want to get too nuts on it. There's a few minor scuffs and things on it, but it's not too bad at all, really, when you take a look at it. And again, that was just like a couple of bucks. I think it might even have been a free bin almost, because I do remember going through a bin like that. But that's a really fun game. If you've never played it, you can either do like all-out fighting kind of thing, or you can go stealth. So I kind of got into that. I got these two games at the same time. I do remember that, although I can't remember what I paid for them. It was a couple bucks each. It was not expensive. One's called Crusty Demons. I've looked up this game. It doesn't really review very well, but I didn't have it. I'd never really seen it before, so I took an interest in it. It's just like a combat bike kind of thing. I'm not sure how good that necessarily is or how well it holds up. I don't think it's a great title by any means, but again, like I said, I didn't have it. And then I also picked up Circus Maximus Chariot Wars. It's like chariot racing battles kind of thing. And again, it doesn't review like super well, but it just looks it's just interesting. Like, you don't see things like this these days. People taking chances like that. This is sort of like the last generation where, it wasn't just copy paste a different kind of game, that people were trying different and innovative ways of, having gameplay and stuff like that. So this is a race combat game, but it's like on chariots. So that's interesting. Here's where I'm kind of getting into like the Xbox games. A lot of these have like $5 stickers on them. There are a couple in here that aren't Xbox One games actually, but basically when I was at the game shows, I was offering like $5 a game, or sometimes even less, depending on the game, and sometimes they had less on them. So pretty cool stuff, but I'm going to sort of rip through them really quickly. I didn't even realize it when I bought this. Luckily, we have a Series X now, so we can play it, but it's a Series X game, which is NHL 22. Just wanted an NHL game. I do like hockey games, so I just wanted one that was decent for, the new gen systems. So now I can actually play it, because like I said, we got a Series X now, so it's pretty cool. Batman Arkham Knight. So that's there as well. Again, I haven't really checked out those Batman games. I know that that's probably, people are probably wanting to murder me for it. But yeah, so I grabbed that one. And Seen Mora EX. I don't really know a whole ton about this one. I believe that this one I got from Pam. So I think that's one that I got from her table. Not 100% sure about that. And I might have gotten this one too. It's the Pillars of, called the Pillars of the Earth. Just sounded interesting to me. I don't know a whole lot about it. And again, I always get kind of worried that you're not going to be able to play these games sometimes, like with all the downloading stuff and whatnot. So I was kind of being a little bit picky, but again, at the price points I was paying for things, I didn't really care that much. This one here is called Battle Chasers Night War. And I looked this up. I was wondering why this one wasn't necessarily worth more. It reviews pretty well, I think. So kind of looked interesting to me. Wasn't just like some sports fluff or whatever. So I decided, hey, I'm going to go for it with that one. I also picked up a copy of Dying Light. I think I might have already had some of these. I really needed to like walk around with a list because I did get a few doubles that I already had picked up and just didn't realize it. My son really started getting into like Assassin's Creed games, so I was looking for, and I'm trying to remember which one it was because there's a whole whack of them, but he was looking for a specific one and I couldn't find it, but I picked up just about every other one at the time, and now he does actually have that game because he got it at Christmas time. Assassin's Creed Revelation? I can't even remember. It was like sort of the second last one, and he got the newest one as well, which he hasn't played yet. He's only been playing the other one. For the time being, till he beats that one, I think he's going to move on. But I picked up Assassin's Creed Unity, so that's pretty cool right there. Again, the discs you don't really need to see. This I picked up as well, Deus Ex, because like I said before, I was interested in that 360 game. So right after I think I saw that one, I saw this one, and it's brand new. It's never been opened, so it's called Mankind Divided. It says Day One Edition, so brand new for a couple bucks. Sure, why not? Before I picked up that NHL 22, I was looking, like I said, I was looking for an NHL game. This was super cheap, probably like $1 or something. So I was like, yeah, I'll grab it. NHL game, why not? NHL 17. I enjoy hockey games, like I said. I also picked up Halo 5. It says 8 on it. I'm pretty sure I only paid upwards of like 5 for games. So, but I checked out all the discs and everything looks pretty good. I also picked up a copy of Diablo 3. Which says includes internal helm. I don't know if that's like DLC or what. With it, you have to download, so I doubt you'll be able to do that if that's the case. But I did not have Diablo 3, and I thought I would get it and check it out because I've never really played a Diablo game, but it seems like it would be something I'd be into. That's pretty cool. I've also picked up Dead Alliance just because I really do like zombie kind of stuff. I've really been playing a game called Project Zomboid on the PC. I don't know if you ever checked it out. I've been playing it like crazy and I just had like zombies on the mind. So I picked this one out. This one looks like really good. And I think the gameplay really holds up well. I also picked up a game called Jagged Alliance Rage. I don't know a lot about it, but again, it looks zombie kind of thing. And it says it's Xbox One X enhanced, so I don't really know. But it does say that there's a single player game to it. And again, you know, it's like zombie stuff. It looks like, again, sort of that like Diablo kind of style, which kind of interests me. Only I call it Diablo style, but really the way that I played it was in those Baldur's Gate games, like on the original Xbox kind of thing. But I'd love to find another one. I think that might be something like it, but instead it's you know, like a zombie survival game, I'm pretty sure. This one here, I believe, is, and I'm trying to remember, but I think this one is like almost like a novel. It's called The Raven Remastered. I don't really know a whole ton about this one, but again, it was super cheap, so why not? And then on the Assassin's Creed thing, just Assassin's Creed Origins. So this one here, I don't know the origin story of the Assassins, so I don't know, like, I don't know a lot about it. Like I said, my son was just on an Assassin's Creed kick, and I was picking up games for like a couple bucks each, so why not? Mortal Kombat XL, and I think I've got another Mortal Kombat game. I don't know where that is. And then I picked up the XL version of it, which I think is like the better version of it. So I don't know where the other one went. I think I already sort of put it in the to sale pile, which I've done with a few things that I've found recently, unfortunately. This one I was playing on the Extra Life live stream and failing miserably at it, and I believe this was it. It was Jedi Fallen Order, and I was definitely falling in that one because I kept falling off of things to my death. This one here, I think, does not work. There was two games that I picked out that did not work. They had rot, or something was wrecked on the discs, kind of thing. and I think this might have been one of them, which is really unfortunate, but this one's Lego City Undercover. And I wanted to get that on the Xbox One, but unfortunately, I think that one doesn't work, which is kind of a bummer because people should test the games before they sell them. I also picked up State of Decay from one of the game shows. Again, a couple bucks, I think. This one might actually not have been from the game show. This might have been from GameStop. So I'm not sure if that's the case for that one. You know what? I think that one was from GameStop. I got it for it was like 2 for $10. They were basically unloading them. This one here as well, which is rattling around inside, so I definitely have to open it, is G.I. Joe Operation Blackout. I don't know a whole lot about it, but it's G.I. Joe, and come on, if you're an 80s kid like me, you'll have G.I. Joe. Then I also got a copy of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. So like I said, I've been grabbing a whole bunch of Assassin's Creed games because my son's been into them recently. So that's where that's at. And then this one I picked up. I got this from, and I remember this specifically, and it might have been, there might have been one other, there's a couple other games. I was at a Toys R Us and they had a bunch of games out. And they had a bunch of different sticker prices on them, and I was like, I'm not paying those sticker prices for those. They were just sitting in a bin. It's all the stuff they're clearing out. They're no longer selling video games, so they were clearing out all the stock, but the prices were like really strange. And I saw this one. I think it was like $15 or something on it. I'm not really sure, but I took it up to the counter. It only cost me like $5. So I had a couple of games. I can't remember what the other one was. It was one of those ones in the stack there, but basically I got both of them for like $5 each. I should have went back and like cleared them out because they had a bunch of different games from like that sort of generation of console, but they were definitely clearing out, and it's just like no returns and that kind of stuff. But I love this series on the original Xbox, so I was just like pumped to get it on the Xbox One because I'm sure it's gonna have like sort of hopefully updated like visuals and things like that. I don't really know. It's gonna be interesting just to like plunk it in and just see what goes on with that one. So that was all the stuff from the game shows. I did get a few like PC things, but I'm not really going to show those off. It's going to take way too long. We're already at like probably like close to 15 minutes here, and I haven't even gotten into the other pickups. So I'll get into some of the sort of periphery kind of stuff, or whatever you like to call it. Something I found at a thrift shop, got a couple bucks off, so I think it ended up being about $4.50. Is a Wii remote, the Wii Motion Plus black one. On a different day, I also picked up the nunchuck for it, which is in this pile somewhere. Of course, now I can't find it because I'm looking for it, but I did pick up a nunchuck as well recently, and it matches this one because it's the right color, so I just got to clean that up. It's a little dusty, but I do have to clean it up still, but now that the pickup video is happening, I can do that. So also grabbed for $6, and of course I knocked some cash off of that one. I just picked up this PlayStation 2 controller. Never know when you're going to need one, basically, so I did that. Also, something that I've been doing most recently, and I usually end up, I think they're usually priced around $6, and I usually take a couple dollars off because I apply like a card to it or whatever kind of thing. The discount card is a Rock Band controller, or not Rock Band, a Rock Band microphone. The reason why I'm grabbing these, I had one that died, so I'm hoping that, and I still love playing Rock Band 3 on 360 all the time, so I want like backup mics, and one of my mics kind of died out recently. On the same note, I picked up this bag which had a Rock Band mic in it as well. This one was marked for $10, so I probably paid about $8, but pretty good. It has the dongle. I think this was is this the Wii? For the Wii dongle, possibly? No, it wouldn't be a Wii dongle. It's a white dongle anyways. I think it might be it's for Rock Band for sure. Anyways, those things sell pretty decently. Those are worth their weight in gold right there. So I got that, and the USB breakout thing, as well as another microphone, which again I have to test out. But again, like I said, I'm grabbing these when I can because they die, and then you know, you're going to be in the weeds and I won't be able to play anymore. So that's really why I was grabbing those. From a similar kind of scenario, I just picked up Super Mario World. It was $10, knock off 2 off that, because I did that, and I figured that's just a good one to bundle if I ever come across the Super Nintendo in the wild ever again. So I thought that was pretty good deal one day. Getting into these, I got at this. No, I did not get these at the same time. Anyways, I got these on different days. I got one from Mission Thrift. Is Wolfenstein A New Order. I've really enjoyed Wolfenstein games in the past, so I figured I would do that. And this one still has the receipt in it, and I paid $5.59 for it. So good thing I kept the receipt, but that's what that one ended up costing me. So I thought, hey, I'll add that one to the Xbox One pile, and I'm sure I'll get some enjoyment out of that for a few dollars. And I also picked up this game called Evolve. I don't know a lot about it, but it basically looks like a monstrous kind of, maybe it's like a first-person shooter. I don't really know. I've never really played a lot of Xbox One games as of yet, because I've been just playing a lot of Project Zomboid. So I'm gonna have to jump into that and just see what that's all about. Let's see, more thrift shop kind of stuff. I think this is all thrift stuff. Yeah, just trying to get the things that kind of go together because they were at the same time. So, picked up a few PlayStation and Xbox 360 games. This one here I picked up, and it says $10 on it, but I think I was using like a 20% off. I really wanted to check this out, and I did find a patch cable for this. So basically, I should be able to play that now as long as I can find a guitar, and it's Rocksmith. And apparently that's supposed to teach you how to play guitar. That would be interesting, because I don't know a lot about playing guitar. I also picked up Batman Rise of Sin Tzu. I've never actually played this one before, but it looks interesting. It's Batman, so I thought I'd give it a shot. Again, I probably paid around $5 or $6 for that one with a discount and everything. This one here, same kind of deal. I picked this one up the same day. And this one actually used to be at the Buy and Sell City, which is interesting. But yeah, it's called Rogue Galaxy. Never played it before. Thought it was interesting. Didn't have it in the collection, so that's pretty dope right there. And it's got a lot of receipts and stuff. It has the original like Future Shop or whatever, or Value Village receipts, and then it's got Buy and Sell one, which is like, it was like $5 at Buy and Sell, I guess, at one point. I don't know. It's got a bunch of receipts in there, but I don't need those sitting in there anymore. But again, like, it's all complete in really nice shape. I think, if I remember correctly, you probably wouldn't have picked it up otherwise. Oh yeah, it's in like perfectly minty shape. So I thought I'd check that out, because I don't know a lot about that one. So I put it, I picked it out. This one came from Talese, and this one was $5. I'm pretty sure it's $4.99 with tax, so it's probably, like $6 or something. But anyway, NHL Legacy Edition on the PS3. This one game has a decent value, I think, to it. Plus, again, like I said, I'm a Canadian. I love hockey, so I was down with that one. Also in one sort of stop, and I don't know where the tag on this one went. This one was a little bit cheaper. This one I paid up a little bit for, but it was definitely worth it, and I used 20% off, I think, at the time, so I thought that was pretty good. I picked up Wolverine Adamantium Rage, but I gotta go through my cases. This one's like cracked up a little bit, and the cart's not in good shape, unfortunately. But again, if I can play it, that's great. It's just missing like the top part of the label. The front of the label is on there. I don't know what people do to their games, but it's also missing the manual, but it definitely needs like a new case. So I'll have to source that out a little bit, but I did not have that Wolverine game, so it looked pretty interesting enough to me to pick it out. I think it was like $10. And it just is what it is. And then I also picked up Out of This World, which again I didn't have. It's just interesting when I do find Genesis games in the wild. That one had a $20 price tag on it, but again, 20% off really helped out with that one. That one's in a lot better shape, but it is missing Oh, you know what? There's actually a receipt here. Let's see what I did pay. So, it's missing the manual though, but still pretty cool because I don't see a lot of Genesis games out in the wild. But if we're checking the receipt there, let's see. Yeah, so I used the 20% off discount on that. So it came out to like $16.09 or whatever. I got $3, almost $4 off. $3.90 off. So I thought that was worth it if I was using the 20% off. It kind of brought it into the right range for me. And I do remember playing, I think I rented this back in the day, but I never actually had it myself. So just cool to kind of get those games that you used to play, you know, in your youth kind of deal. And like I was saying before, there was a Wii nunchuck. So I found that was again probably like a couple dollars off. It was $4. I think I might have just straight up paid for it that way. And then I also picked up this strange looking controller. It's one of those ASCII Pro Pad kind of Super Nintendo controllers with like turbo and stuff like that. These go actually pretty decently online. I think it's just a good way of like mapping your buttons and things. You can really set up, I think you can set up like macros and auto fire and all this kind of stuff with it. So it's pretty cool. And yeah, it's for the Super Nintendo. Sometimes you see these and they're like for PC or whatever, but yeah, it's a Super Nintendo one, so that's pretty cool. This was actually free, which is cool. My wife is a part of like Facebook groups where people give out things for free, and that was really neat. That you found this. Now, again, you're gonna be like, you're taking stuff for free. Guess what? We give away stuff for free a lot more than we take things for free. But when we saw this, she's like, "Are you interested in this?" I'm like, "Yes." So, what it is a bunch of PSP games. One of them's a UMD, but a good one. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. So I've never really watched any UMD like videos on my PSP. Maybe I should give that a shot because I would enjoy that. That's a good movie. If you've never watched it, you definitely should. Also in the pile was Peter Jackson's King Kong. So that's there. And Spider-Man 2. So that's there as well, and like all the UMDs and stuff are in there, so that's wicked. ATV Off-Road Fury Pro. So that's nice, and it's been a long time since I've added a PSP game. You don't see them out there very often. And then Me and My Katamari. So that's nice. Tomb Raider Legend. The interesting part of Tomb Raider Legend was when we opened up the case, so we're driving back basically after picking it up, and my son was sort of opening up the cases. I'm like, just check and see what's in there or whatever kind of thing. And so he'd like open them up and look at the UMDs and stuff like that. And inside this was a copy of not only the game, but then there was also a Super Smash Melee inside, so like a loose disc one, which I sold off at the Toronto Game Expo when I was sort of sitting behind like Josh's table kind of thing, and those guys hooked me up with a case, and it sold at the table, so I was able to get a lot of, some decent coin out of that. But yeah, so this one had that, and also had its UMD. So I've never really played this Tomb Raider Legend before, but I think that would be pretty interesting on the PSP. And then Burnout Legends. So Burnout game, sure, why not? And this one like mostly interested me because I'm really into like Final Fantasy Tactics and stuff, and I think this might be something like it. I don't know, but it was interesting as Lord of the Rings Tactics. So really kind of cool, like a tactical kind of turn-based. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, really cool. But yeah, they're all in there and they're all in great shape. So can't beat free basically, and I already made my money back, if you know what I mean. Selling off that copy of Melee, which is cool. Getting almost closer to the end here. We're like about 90% through everything. Again, sorry, this is a really long video. This is months and months of pickups here. Stuff that I grabbed as well. This was from a thrift shop recently, and I recased it because it's really ugly. The artwork's really beat up. unfortunately, but it's the last story, and this is a fairly pricey game on the Wii. No manual, and the disc is actually perfect, which is really weird because the case is just messed up, and like the artwork, if you look really closely, it's like wrinkled and stuff and like stained a little bit. But the disc itself was definitely worth it, and I think I only paid like a few dollars for it. It wasn't super expensive. Next, I'm going to show you a few GameCube games that I picked up. Again, this was from a Value Village, and it was going to be like 20% off. They're all priced sort of differently, which is kind of weird. First one here, which I already had in the collection, but I think this one is more complete than mine. I think mine was missing the manual, and this one's really in great shape, is Odama, and you can like see the gloss coming off of it because it's in really wonderful shape. I think people aren't really a huge fan necessarily of this game, but it's decent, I think, with in the price value. But the shape of it, I couldn't leave it behind. I really couldn't. It's gonna definitely replace my copy. My copy can't possibly be as nice as this one. They had $12.99 on it, but again, it was like 20% off, I'm sure of it, or I probably wouldn't have grabbed it. Next one here I'll show you is Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut. So again, they had $7 on this one, and I probably knocked again a couple of bucks off. Here's actually the receipt for it. Let me double check it. I guess I've been throwing them receipts inside the games. I even remember this was in here. Oh, I guess I didn't use any discount on that day. Maybe I just used like a couple dollar discount, but the game was definitely worth it, so I'm happy with that. To pay $7 for that one, I'm more than happy to do that. Next one here is Resident Evil 0, a bunch of different stickers on it, so hopefully they'll be able to recase that one. Somebody bought this for $5.99 at Talese a few years ago. I don't even remember the stickers looking like that. That's interesting, but they put $12.99 in a Value Village because, hey, why not? But anyways, it's worth it. So there you go. And that one, I'll have to check it against mine and see if it's in better shape, like disc-wise and everything. But it's in good shape. It just has a lot of stickers and stuff on it, on the case, but those will come off. But otherwise, I will have a copy of that. It'll be for trade or sale coming up. And then also there was Metroid Prime on the GameCube. Just reminds me kind of like the old school. But again, it's in such beautiful shape. I couldn't leave it behind. I think the disc is like pretty amazing too. It's not too bad. Maybe a couple light scratches on it, but there's going to be some upgrading going on, I think, for my copies. These are really nice, and no matter what though, I'm going to be like swapping out cases with some of these because these are in really great shape. So I couldn't leave those behind. That one there was $10. So you can see the prices were all over the place with those. But anyways, they're definitely all worth it. The last sort of game that I found thrifting was this one right here, which is a pretty pricey game. And remember, if you remember, which you probably don't, because it's been like half an hour, I showed you a Sega Superstars Tennis that, you know, they hooked me up with kind of at the game show. That's for this one right here because I want to recase it. This case is a little bit rough, and I wanted to get a really nice like new game case kind of thing for it. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. So this was $6. I probably got $2 off of this one as well, if you know, in all likelihood. But it's fully complete and everything. This is a rather pricey game as well, which is going to be going into the collection. I did not have this one. So that was a pretty great find right there. The last thing that I need to show you here, and I know we're pushing almost like half an hour here, but the last thing I need to show you was I visited my brother for his wedding, and so I traveled out to visit my brother, and he's like, hey, I got some game stuff. You want to take a look at it? And I'm like, sure, I'll take a look at old game stuff if you got something. He had like a PlayStation 1 that was modded and stuff like that, and he had a bunch of burnt games and everything. And I was like, you know what, man, why don't you like see if you're into it? You got all the stuff here for it. Just plug it in, see if you like it. So I think he went on Amazon and bought like a way to hook it up to his, you know, HD TV kind of thing. I'm like, it's gonna look like garbage, I think, on your HD TV, but you can give it a shot and whatever. And I said, if not, I can't really use like the burnt games and everything. I'm a video game collector, not a burnt game collector. So, you know, he did that. It was pretty funny though. It's just like he had like one of those little mods that you plug into the back, and you gotta put an original disc in and let it spin, and then swap it out or whatever, that kind of trick. You guys remember if you're a PlayStation person back in the day. But he did have a few other things, so I decided to grab some of that stuff off of him, threw it in my luggage, and brought it back. First thing that's in the pile that I got here from him was some game guides. So he had Splinter Cell Stealth Action for Xbox. So that was pretty cool. Game guides are getting kind of interesting because they're not making them anymore. So I also had Ghost Recon game guide. I don't know what I'm necessarily going to do with that, but I figured I could move those forward if people are interested. I'm not too interested in like FPS game guides, so probably send those and move those forward to somebody else for free. And then this rather beat up but still cool copy of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It's a collector's edition guide. So let's see, this one is official perfect guide. Don't know. It has the Nintendo seal on it, so I guess it is a Nintendo product. It has all the, like, what do you call it, the posters and things inside it as well, but it's just in pretty rough shape. Like, it was used. Clearly, once you get in there, the pages are fine. It's just the outside, so like kind of beat up. But I was like, that's pretty cool. I'm not going to leave that behind. He also had a few games here, which I'll get into. I just thought this was cool. The Xbox Live Starter Kit, I just remember that from back in the day, and I do want to get back on live because you can with Insignia, and I want to see if I can get that sort of working on like a modded Xbox coming up here. So that would be kind of cool to be able to do that. He also had these things, which is like the official PlayStation Magazine demo discs. So he had a couple of those, so that's really cool. Number 5 and number 6. I don't know if I had these ones already, but I always like these demo discs. I don't know what they are about them. It just reminds me of back in the day kind of thing. He also had NHL Power Play 96, which not a big deal or anything like that. Just I'm just like, yeah, you know what, I'll take it. Getting into some of the more things that interest me a little bit more. This was the interactive sampler disc. So this came with his PlayStation when he first got a PlayStation. And what interested me about this was this is where I first played Intelligent Cube, and I think Parappa the Rapper's on here too. Maybe not. It might be just it might just be like a video. I'm trying to remember, but I do remember Intelligent Cube on this disc that came with his PlayStation. So I was like super excited when I saw this, because I'm like, I've been looking for this disc, and I know it's just like a sampler disc or whatever, but I've been looking for this disc because I have like tons of like memories with this particular one, and I remember that's where I first played Intelligent Cube. So I really was happy that he still had that. And he also had a copy of Black Label Final Fantasy Tactics. So that's pretty good. Needs a new case, which is not a problem around here because I got tons of new kind of cases. Disc probably is a little bit scratchy, but it's okay. If it doesn't work, I will run it through the JFJ and buff it out and resurface it. So those were the game parts of the PlayStation related stuff. Here's the game parts of some N64. So it was a copy of Madden 99 that's going to go into the one of the freebie bins or whatever at a game show, or I'll throw it in with something, or maybe I'll bundle it, just throw it in with like a bundled system kind of thing. Someone can take a look at that. And then also Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So I have the game guide that he used, and then he also had this one as well. I don't know where his other games went, but these are the ones that he still had sort of left over or whatever, which is really cool. And it's interesting though, I don't know if they're different labels, but the one I have, the label's like yellowed. So I think maybe all the golds kind of wore off of it. Mine has a little, like, I didn't realize how bad my copy looked until I saw this. But this one's going to replace the one that I have, so it's really cool that I can add that into the collection. I can sell off the one that I previously was in the collection. Also, one other thing, he also had a super memory card 1000. It's like a third-party memory card, but that's always handy when you need the system, which he also hooked me up with as well. It does not have it has just the regular expansion pack in it, not like the extendo one or whatever you call it. But still cool nonetheless, and it's got all the cords and everything that you need. Power right here. It does need a cleaning. Obviously, it's a little dusty. It's been sitting in his storage unit forever, but he said the last thing he remembers is that it works. So, and he also had 2 controllers, which also one has an official memory card in it. The other one has like another different third-party one in there as well. But again, 2 joysticks, and these ones haven't been Mario Partied into oblivion, so the sticks are like really tight, which is really nice. And it's always nice to find like one of these atomic sort of purple ones and just like a regular style one. So I'll be able to sort of put that with the systems or whatever and recoup a little bit of my flight. Also came with the manuals, the N64 manual, the operator manual that goes with it, so I'll have to actually check. It's not in great shape, it's a little bent up, but I can always flatten it out. And I do have a boxed N64, and I'm not certain if it has the manual in it, so I'll have to check that, because that might end up going right in there. And then I completely forgot about this when I was going through all the thrifting stuff, but I also picked up, and I can't believe it because there was other game guys in the store, and they were in there before me, so I don't know how they missed it. An NES 4-score was on the shelf, like in the electronics section, in the box and everything. So it's in here. Don't know if I really want to start digging into this on camera. Maybe I shouldn't, but there's nothing else like really in there other than the actual device itself. So I don't really want to pull that out or whatever. There is a manual. It's a little bit bent up in there, and that's basically all that's in there. So I don't know if I've ever seen like an unboxing of one of these. If there's anything else that goes in there, it's beyond me, but that's going to be a really nice addition to the Nintendo shelf right behind me, because I did not have, at first I didn't have an NES 4-score, and I definitely didn't have one in the box. So that was a really nice find. They wanted 15 again. I got it for like 12 or something, because I used a discount on it. So that was everything that I found this time around. Sorry for the epically long video. It's been a very long time since I made a video, but thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do feel free to thumbs up this video, comment down below, and I'll see you all later.